So what I'm saying, what should happen after giving all these reasons and laying facts bare, is that the country must move on. Elections are just a season that come and go, and if anybody is envying so much to have a 3rd July, they must wait for the next 5 years. It's certainly coming. That's one thing that our government will never miss. The only way forward is to have a government that is in effective control and was given the confidence of the people to take the country forward. And let's all give our all and put our all on the table to allow the country to move forward, rather than creating unnecessary side shows that will only serve to adulterate the image of our country on the international stage. That's all what I can say.
Thank you, sir, for your comment. I don't think there was a question there. I think it was a comment.
I was responding to the question. You actually posed the question.
Sir?
I'm actually shocked. With all due respect. But it's very eloquent. But that's not the point. The point is not about being eloquent. He's very angry with issues. That's my point. That's why
Okay, the winner became to
Yes, can we give each other a chance to say our saying?
My major worry as a country is where he's coming from. I'm hoping when we're talking about the dialogue is for everybody else. It's not about political. We are presenting issues as a people. But if we end up presenting our issues as political parties, we lose the plot. And I don't think that's what Igbo is trying to do here. Igbo is trying to give everybody the platform to say whatever we can say. But the moment we decide to be so partisan, so to speak, I don't speak for anybody. I don't speak for Mr. Mnangagwa, I don't speak for Mr. Chamisa, I don't speak for even Zanu PF. I don't speak for anybody. But at the end of the day, when we lose the plot, what my good brother is saying, he's saying a point, but at the end of the day, we lose the plot when we, as citizens of the country, we also need to understand that at the end of the day, whatever we do, like what the gentleman was saying, it's the national interest, not the party interest. That's what he was saying. So whatever we do, some of us, we've been Zanu PF, we've metamorphosized to be all the other parties, we've changed all. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I know, everybody in this room, I'm not sure who else, but we're all Zimbabweans. That should be the one thing that keeps us together. Zanu PF, MDC, Marambo, God knows what. That's not important. But as long as people in their heads think political and politics becomes Zanu PF, becomes MDC, we lose the plot. The national interest, there's no one in this room who will tell me that. Can I give you a bad example? If the army comes onto the streets and people think that's okay, that's wrong. Because if I have a thief who have come to my house and he wants to steal from my house, Bava, Tsotsi, name them. I don't need the army at my house. I need the police at my house. So if I have the army at my house, I'm worried. Do you understand?
That is a question I've got to answer. Whether I understand or not. Are we convincing or you are giving a point?
My point is, at the end of the day, whatever we do, there are some things that we can agree on for the expedience of what we want to do. It might be good today, but tomorrow, in November it was okay. Is this August or July? Oh, August, it's, we're saying no. But in November, we're saying everything is okay. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, I don't care who is coming from which political party. But at the end of the day, we are Zimbabweans, we need to understand if the army doesn't understand their role in the system. When I have a thief who comes to my house, I will not ask the army to come to my house. But if there's a Zambian army guy coming from Churundi, I will ask ZDF to come. That's the difference.
Okay. Let's take more discussion. Yes, over
Yes.
there and then here.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks, Mr. Rila, for your presentation. I want to make one or two points which are related to the comments made by yourself and the two last commentaries. The first one is the assumption that the citizens or the electorate have low confidence in the national institutions, including SIG. Is it also possible to look at it from another angle where we can argue that the high voter turnout, 74% on average, which is the second highest in the history of elections in Zimbabwe, only outclassed with the 1980 elections where 94% voter turnout was recorded, could also be an indicator of high confidence in the electoral process. Is it also possible to look at it from that angle? Then the second one relates to the debate that was raised by the last speaker, where he said you need to be objective. I think this is what he was saying. And on the basis of that, I want to say, from the comments that have been made by the sole speaker today, it appears that there are some syncopated, omitted issues that are necessary if we want to aspire to be objective. Because we are looking at a situation whereby excessive force was used. But we have never interrogated the facts as to what events really led to that excessive use of force. Not justifying that excessive use of force was okay. But we need to roundly and absolutely condemn whoever is perpetrating violence, no matter their political affiliation. If the MDC has got elements which are pro-violence and destabilizing the peace that we have, modicum as it may appear, we also need to castigate such kind of behavior. If Zanu PF is doing that, we also need to castigate. And we don't need to be seen, because this is a dialogue. When we dialogue, we interrogate from a dispassionate and objective point of view. So let's also condemn whatever bad engagement was done by the opposition and whatever bad engagements were done by the state. That's my contribution.
My contribution, Madam, is firstly just to encourage each other to identify ourselves. It helps because when you hear when somebody is speaking, you put things into perspective. I am Chester Mende. I was a candidate in the just ended elections. I stood as an independent.